Are we live?
I'm throwing a banana at a kid.
Was that, oh, Mom, I want banana in the live? Nice. Welcome, everybody, to the next edition of the Rogue Bakers Roundtable. Here with Sourdough Made Easy. You're not slowing the slideshow yet, are you? Okay, don't do it yet until I say so. We have a fun one for you today, talking about the versatility we've been exploring with our sourdough sandwich loaf, along with a couple of late night accidents that I'm going to talk about. So last week on the Rogue Bakers Roundtable, we had a great discussion with the community about this new sourdough sandwich loaf recipe that we have kind of tweaked based on recipes that were submitted by viewers, and our own recipe, our own 10-minute sourdough made easy recipe that we got from Ben Starr that we've tweaked and made our own method out of. And what we did was just to give you the kind of the quick rundown, our normal recipe, if you don't know what it is, look, our most viewed video is our 10-minute sourdough made easy method video. Go watch that and you'll get an idea of what our main recipe is. And then you'll see that's to make a typical artisan style sourdough bread like this here. And then last week we tweaked that recipe by taking the weight of water for about half a cup, quarter cup of butter and a couple tablespoons or so, about 28 grams of honey in the water, or rather before you put the water in. So you're replacing that much water from the recipe with those two ingredients. One thing I did tweak more this week was I then also added a cup of milk. So about a cup of milk. I don't know the exact weight measurements. Pretty soon I'm going to do a video where we'll kind of lay out the whole recipe and all the weight measurements and everything. For now, we've just been kind of experimenting. It's literally been a lab in here. We made some English muffins, which this and this being as dark as they are, I started this dough late at night a couple of nights ago, and as I was putting the honey in, I was mentally thinking about the weight of the butter, so I put in like 6 times more honey than I was supposed to based on my own little recipe, and then I still put the same amount of butter in, and I thought, well, maybe this will be a happy surprise. It did turn out to be a sweeter loaf, but it was also more dense, and it burned. Like it got way dark way fast before the internal temperature was up to 200 degrees, and so
I think it also just took longer.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't proof as well, like a whole bunch of different things that I wasn't expecting just from adding so much extra honey. So definitely don't add tons of honey to the recipe. It made for a little bit more dense, what are these called? English muffins, which I then burned. So it's been like, when we experiment in our shop, don't think that we're in here like perfectly baking everything on the first go. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. But one thing I can tell you is this new sandwich loaf is absolutely fantastic. Tommy, throw up that. Let me show you something first of all. This right here is one of the last loaves of the artisan style bread that we baked, and it's actually got mold on it. And we've baked a whole bunch of sandwich loaves that are getting absolutely devoured when the artisan loaf didn't. So my kids, last time when we baked this first off, all of them, I think everybody asked if we can make it this way from now on. Like, they really love this sandwich loaf. So what we're doing now is we're going to figure out new ways to use this new dough, similar to what we've done in the past, where we took our normal main sandwich loaf, or main dough, bread loaf rather, dough, and we've used it for pizzas, for cinnamon rolls, for baguettes, for all kinds of different things. And now we're going to try and figure out over the next couple of weeks as we go through more Rogue Bakers, how many different ways can we use this sandwich loaf, because we've already done it with, we've already tried it on a couple of different things, not successfully because I messed up the dough in the first place, but very successfully with some other things. Are you showing that slideshow now or no? Okay, cool. So on the slideshow, you should see a whole bunch of pictures flashing through of stuff we've done just this past week with this new dough. And today we're going to be doing They're not going to be. We've already done it. Yeah, we made lots of sandwiches with this new dough, with this new bread rather. You can see in a second when the slideshow finishes on the screen, you'll see we've got cinnamon rolls that are actually ready to go in. No, not ready to go in the oven. They're proofing right now and will be going in the oven probably right about when we're done with this call. We'll be throwing those in the oven. I took her paper towel off. And then another thing that we're going to do is take the rest of this. We almost always make three loaves worth of dough at a time. And we've now started doing that with this this sandwich loaf, where we've made, in the past you saw in the slideshow, an absolutely amazing cinnamon raisin bread with this dough. That was so good. I probably personally could have sat there and ate that whole loaf in one sitting. It was so good. One of those things you have to force yourself to stop eating it because, you know, at least I know I could use a little bit less calories in my life, I guess. So anyway, today we've got cinnamon rolls that are going in the oven. We're also going to be having a fire out back later tonight. We're going to roast some hot dogs. I don't know if we bought some more stuff. Might have some more stuff. But we're going to try this nice sandwich loaf, right? It's like a nice white Wonder Bread type thing. What did you call me? Grandma Sycamore the other day, Thomas? Like Grandpa Sycamore. It's very, very good, nice, fluffy dough. And so I thought maybe if we shape it into a hot dog bun shaped thing and bake it like little baguettes, if you will, maybe we could make our own little hot dogs. So this is an experiment on the hot dog side. I am 195% certain that those cinnamon rolls are going to work out amazing and be absolutely fantastic later tonight. Speaking of putting on a few extra pounds, of course, cinnamon rolls is the way to limit that. So anyway, that's what we're going to go to now. Are you still doing the slideshow or is it done? Okay, kill the slideshow. Okay, kill the slideshow if it's not done. Let's go with the B-roll camera so that your stellar mother can... Are you making food for people?
You can take that over.
I'll take over making food. You throw the B-roll camera, Tommy, on as the big camera, and she's going to give us a forming tutorial on how to form these into hot dog buns, which we've never done, but this is the way we do things in Sourdough Made Easy. We don't let anything stop us. We're just like, hey, let's try this.
And this dough isn't very forgiving. It's so stiff, but we're going to work on that.
Yeah, we're probably going to increase the hydration a little bit as we continue to experiment with this. This is the best dough that we've made so far. It has, like I said, about a cup of milk in, 2 tablespoons of honey, and a half a stick of butter. So it's like, I think that's a 1/4 cup of butter in place to some of the water.
One thing I do like,
and it makes a fantastic loaf of bread.
And I don't really have to use flour.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not very sticky because you are taking the hydration down a bit by taking some of that water out, which I think I may test keeping the hydration up a little bit more and see how it turns out. But
so I'm doing sandwich loaf and hot dog buns, right?
A regular sandwich loaf and 6 hot dog buns, I think we decided.
6. Okay. Do you want to get a bread loaf pan out for me?
Yes, and
so the thing
that
I noticed is that I don't
making tortilla yamashes for the girls.
The 2 littles, yeah.
That's the goal.
Yep. Is if it's not like really well like melded together, so I'm gonna like I don't know. It ends up like a roll. Like you can still see.
Some of the folds.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of playing with it, trying to get these things all kind of pinched together as best I can, while trying to keep it in this same shape. I don't know. It's kind of impossible. Because then you've got all these pinches, because it's not like your typical bread roll. So anyway, I'm just going to kind of go with that. And that's my bread loaf. We'll get some parchment in the pan back here. But it turns out fantastic and everybody loves it. So
You did a cheddar everything loaf for a customer, right?
Yeah, we had a customer that wanted a cheddar everything loaf, and this was all we had to work with. So I rolled this out like I do with our regular dough and did the cheddar everything, and they said it was fantastic. So that's it.
Got a 5-star review from that guy.
Yep.
This
Okay.
is for your
For the hot dog buns.
hot dog buns.
So this, I'm gonna use this little part to my advantage. Cut it there. And then, again, you said 6?
We do rolls at 8. I don't think we want them that small. I think 6 or
So I'm just
4,
kind of eyeballing here
or even 4.
where my thirds is. I might have to play with that a little bit, but yeah, that's much bigger than that one. And I've seen my friend make hot dog buns, and she says they are not pretty, but everybody loves them and they eat them. So I'm going with that idea. And we are going to let it proof a little bit. So this is delicious, delicious dough. So I'm just kind of mushing it in my hands. Did you hear me? I think it was, anyway, a friend on Facebook makes hot dog rolls or buns for her kids all the time. And they always look just kind of funny like that at first. And then they turn out fantastic and her family loves them. So I'm just kind of going with it. I mean, I could kind of roll it, you know. Kind of do that, I guess. It's kind of feeling airy when I do that. That's weird. Which pan am I using for these hot dog buns? She needs water, Daddy.
You need water? Is that her water right there?
That's Lily's water. But whatever. You guys can share that, right? What? I don't know where yours is. I don't see it in here. The pink one? I don't know. No, you're not having milk back there. Sorry. Yeah, well, did you say what pan I'm going to put this on?
So,
What?
the cookie sheet, how's that sound?
Yep.
I think it's over there.
Ah.
You think it's small or big cookie sheet?
Probably small one's fine, I think.
Way too much margarine.
I should probably make them a little bit longer, right?
What's that?
Should I make them a little bit longer than I'm doing, maybe? We're letting them proof a little bit. Should I go like that more?
Sure.
There is probably somebody out there that does a much better job at forming hot dog buns than I do.
Step up and show us how, people. Welcome. Feedback.
They're gonna taste good, right? That's all that matters.
They are going to do it.
Got a fussy bubba.
I'm almost done with the sandwiches.
Okay, I'm almost done with the buns, hot dog buns. It feels like there's air in there. Well, that's the best one yet. All right, there we go. 6 hot dog buns. Cookie sheet over there.
Need to cut the 6 hot dog buns. Nice. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I forgot to pull that up. Why is my Bluetooth on? Live.
Comments?
Hi, I made it looks fabulous.
June Falk.
Welcome, Bridget.
June Falk says looks delicious. Bridget says hi. I made it looks fabulous. Yay, Bridget! Rogue Bakers unite.
That's right.
Okay, maybe this one's a little smaller, or is this okay? What do you think?
I think that was great.
Got a bubbly chunkers. Okay. Okay, there we go. Whoop. I want to try hoagie rolls soon. Yep, I was literally just thinking about that because this recipe would make fantastic hoagie rolls.
I think if you did those into 4s, that would be a nice big, or even half. If you did a half a loaf, that'd make a nice big hoagie roll. You do hoagie rolls next week.
Yep.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so now you have seen let's see. You can see here a loaf in the loaf pan that is now going to proof for about an hour. Then we're going to bake with a second loaf pan on top of it like that, like you would a normal Dutch oven. Bake it at 375 for close to an hour, still adding, like we do with our other 10-minute sourdough made easy method, we do add the water under it to try and keep it from burning in our oven. We now have your cinnamon rolls proofing for the last 30 minutes or so. Those are going to be ready to go in the oven in about another 30 minutes or so. And you've got these beautiful hot dog buns that my wife just formed, all from the same bread dough. Tommy, switch to the main camera now, and you can kill the B-roll camera. All from the same dough that we have used to make normal loaves. We've now used it to make a sweet loaf. We've used it to make a cheddar everything loaf that turned out amazing, and we've used it unsuccessfully because I messed up the dough to try to make some English muffins. They still tasted great. Put some butter and honey on them. They're still amazing. They're just not as stellar as we want them, of course, when we're doing stuff. So that's more or less the show for today, if you want to call it that. Now we can move into the Rogue Bakers Unite portion of the call, where we answer your questions and share, hopefully, in your successes. What have you guys been baking this week? What is it that you've done? Any tweaks you've made to our recipe, like we've seen? That's where these English muffins came from. Was a viewer a few weeks ago showed us a tweak they made to our recipe and used the recipe to make English muffins. So of course we had to try that on our Rogue Bakers. Turned out great. Then someone talked about a sandwich loaf they did. That's why we tried in the sandwich loaf. So this is the community and the culture that we are here really intending and wanting to build, is take these recipes tweak them. Be a rogue baker. Be someone who's unapologetically breaking all of the so-called rules of sourdough bread making, and just bake stuff with common sense, understanding the methods of sourdough and the long fermentation process and the benefits of it. And we've been taking and baking everything you can imagine, from regular old grandma's banana oatmeal chocolate chip cookies to grandma's apple dumplings to grandma's banana nut bread to grandma's pineapple zucchini bread to regular loaves of bread to cinnamon rolls, everything you can imagine, all long fermented with the gut health benefits that come along with that. And we want you to take our recipes, tweak them, and share them back to us like Bridget has been doing. She emails us almost every single week talking about the cool stuff that Bridget's making. And we love it. So that's what we're really shooting for, is this type of community. So what have you made this week? What questions do you have this week that we can help you? And then sometimes we do the timing right and we have everything baked and ready to come out of the oven. Sometimes we want to do tutorials showing you how to form stuff and do things like that. So you don't always see the hot stuff coming out of the oven, because you'd have to be sitting here for the next hour looking at this ugly mug, and that's not fun for anybody. What'd you say?
I said, what else do you want to see us make?
Yeah. And if you've got suggestions, recipes, that was one of the things that we came across last week. Maybe, dear, you can, because I can't read this anyway without my glasses, look at this and maybe peruse Facebook and see if there's any successes or questions posted there.
Bruce said, I made English muffins and added baking soda and honey and salt, then baked them.
Baking soda, honey, and salt, and then bake them? Sounds great.
Bridget said, made bagels today. Bagels. We need to make bagels again. Those were good.
Yeah, we do need to make the bagels. And I want to make donuts too. I had some homemade donuts the other day that, man, those were good.
I wonder if we could do like the cake batter thing that you did with
Probably.
donuts.
Probably. Any other comments or questions? Last week we had just a crazy amount of interaction, people asking questions for the whole time that something was baking, and we actually ended up doing a full show where we showed people the end product because we had so much engagement and questions. It was awesome. So I'd love to continue to repeat that every single week. Anything else, or are we going to wrap it up?
You want to check both Rogue Bakers and the other one?
There's way more action in the Sourdough Made Easy one.
Okay.
One thing I have noticed in our Sourdough Made Easy group on Facebook is a whole lot of pictures of people baking delicious bread for the first time or second time, and thanking for the recipe and how easy we're making it. And that's what I'm really excited to start seeing is more of that. As I scrolled through Facebook, I was shocked, because I don't always see all of the posts of the bread coming in, and I don't normally just scroll through and look at all the timeline of Sourdough Made Easy. But if you go into the Sourdough Made Easy group, it's stacked. Yes, a few posts by us, but mostly it's posts of people coming in saying, look at this amazing bread that I made, which is awesome.
I think I already shared the comments about made your chocolate loaf but added the banana butter.
Yeah.
We shared that last week, right?
Yep.
So I think the only real new thing, Janice uses John's husband or her husband's Facebook. I'm the baker. This is sourdough with Havarti cheese and fresh dill. So that's her win for the week.
Dill and Havarti cheese sourdough with our recipe. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Janice.
Yeah. And then just people saying that they're having success making sourdough.
Awesome. So any more comments or questions come in on the live stream before we wrap things up?
Bridget said donuts will probably need egg added to make more rich. Which, does the cake have the egg in it?
When we bake the cupcakes and when we do pancakes and Ebelskivers with the starter, we always add egg too. So I think it might be good. We might need to adjust hydration a little bit to keep it from falling apart, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think maybe the last hydration more. And Bridget says, okay, talk to you later, and thanks, bye.
All right, thanks, Bridget. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll wrap this up for tonight. If you do have questions or comments about sourdough or anything that you need help with, feel free to post comments on this video, and we will answer them. And as always, thanks, everybody. Rogue Bakers Unite. We'll talk to you guys next week.